For the past 10 weeks, the NFL has been a must-watch. Temperatures might be getting colder as winter is welcome, but divisional races are heating up. As the second half of the season develops, our Sundays are intensifying with the anticipation of playoff seeding. Welcome to this week's NFL edition of Penn State Sports Night. I'm Amanda Vogt alongside Kaleigh McMichael and Ashley Mascaro, and we will break down the AFC and the NFC playoff possibilities based off current standings and predict where teams will finish. Now, the AFC is a lot of different teams that could take those top 4 spots. So, Kaleigh, what is your prediction on how that conference will shape out?
My prediction is I know this is shocking, but I have the Miami Dolphins taking the #1 seed as of current. I just feel like with Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, they're arguably two of the fastest wide receivers in the NFL right now. Their offense just seems like unstoppable. And it could be argued that, without Tua getting his unfortunate concussion, they could still be undefeated right now like the Eagles. So I have them going #1 and winning the AFC East. #2, the Chiefs. The #1 name that comes to everyone's mind when you talk about the Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes. He's just amazing at every aspect of football. I feel like the Chiefs have improved their offensive line, which was their main issue, when they lost Super Bowl 55 against the Buccaneers. I feel like that was their main issue. They fixed it. The question coming in is, how are they going to solve, Tyreek Hill leaving to go to the Dolphins? Well, I feel like they fix it by getting Juju Smith-Schuster from the Steelers. Now, granted, he did just get a concussion yesterday, but, I feel like his productivity up until now has been, great filling in the gap from Tyreek Hill. 3, I have the Baltimore Ravens just because, as of right now, I see them winning the AFC North. The Bengals have missed Jamar Chase, for the past few weeks, and I feel like that's affected them in their productivity. And Lamar Jackson, just as a whole, the way he's hard to defend, just seems like they're going to win out the AFC North. 4th seed, I have the Tennessee Titans winning the AFC South. They're in a weak division, in my opinion, and I think there's no way they will lose their division, so they'll automatically get into the playoffs through that. And just through Derrick Henry, honestly. With Ryan Tannehill having his injury this season, I feel like Derrick Henry's really picked up, having rushed over 900 yards so far. He'll definitely, continue that pace. It's always been that way, I feel like, for the Titans. Derrick Henry, just give him the ball, keep giving him the ball. That's how they win games, in my opinion. Going into the wild card seeds, I have the Bills as the #1 wild card spot. This was a tough decision, putting them, not winning their division, in my opinion, just because of how dominant they are, at every aspect on the football field. There's nothing they're not good at, in my opinion. Josh Allen is just insane. Against Minnesota, it was 41 seconds left. He just threw the ball down the field with ease. It just came to him naturally. Their offense just moved so fluidly. But, I ultimately have them as a wild card as right now just because they've lost all of their divisional games played in their division so far. To me, that's, concerning to win the division. You've got to win those games, in my opinion. So that's why I have them as a wild card for right now. For the 6th seed, I have the Chargers. This is kind of shocking too, but I do feel like, with Justin Herbert and Austin Eckler's productivity this year, that, they're impressive. I think they'll win out most of the rest of their games and be second in their division to the Chiefs. And 7th seed, I have the New York Jets just because, it's just hard to, I need to see them play some more games. They have come up with impressive wins against the Bills and the Dolphins in their division, which have impressed me. But overall, I felt like the strength of the schedule hasn't been difficult up until this point. So those are my predictions.
Yeah, Kaleigh, I think your predictions are pretty accurate. I will say a couple things, though. I think the Buffalo Bills are going to be taking that #1 seed. The way they played against the Vikings yesterday was absolutely insane. I think they will be #1 and Miami will be #5. I also think the Baltimore Ravens will not be in the division winner. I think it will be the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow has been playing phenomenal this season, and Jamar Chase is projected to come back next week. So if that happens, I think that they could possibly win out the rest of their games. Otherwise, I think your predictions are pretty spot on.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of great teams up here, but who knows how it'll shape out, especially with the AFC East. It seems to be the toughest division right now because all 4 teams have winning records. I think the Jets, nobody expected them to be 6-3 at their bye week, and their last 3 divisional games will really be the test of how their season is going with the 2 great rookies that have shined this season so far in cornerback Sauce Gardner, and wide receiver Garrett Wilson, who have won several Rookie of the Week belts this season. So who knows how that'll shape out. But now switching over to the NFC, a lot of drama going on in that division. So Ashley, what's your take on that playoff prediction?
Yeah, Amanda, just like you said, there has been a lot of drama in the NFC so far. But I have the Minnesota Vikings taking the #1 spot. I think because they will play the Cowboys and both New York teams, I think those are going to be the only tough games that they could have, potentially. I mean, it seems like they could win them, of course. But I see the Eagles losing a couple games, which is why the Vikings are #1 and the Eagles will be down to #2. I mean, the Eagles play the Giants twice. I definitely think they will lose at least one, if not both, of those games to the Giants, because I think the Giants are very good. The 49ers, I definitely think, will be at the top of their division this year because the Los Angeles Rams have struggled. I mean, they're kind of up and down, but they have definitely been on the struggle bus this year. The Arizona Cardinals, who just lost Zach Ertz to a season-ending knee injury. He was a key player for them. But I definitely think, and Kyler Murray was out this past week. I mean, who knows how long that'll be. So I definitely think there's some significant injuries for the Cardinals that is holding them back from being a playoff contending or even division winning team. But I do think the 49ers they have a couple tough games, but I think they will come out on top. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, it seems to me like they're on the road to winning the NFC South. I mean, of course, they've struggled. They were at 3-5 at one point, but they have bounced back by winning the past 2 games. Tom Brady is back on his game, and their wide receiver group at Chris Godwin and Mike Evans has been playing very well. Their defense is still strong, so I think they will win the NFC South. I do think it will be close, though. With them and Atlanta Falcons, who I have projected at #6. But at #5, I have the New York Giants because, like I said, they have potential to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, they're doing really strong. Saquon Barkley has been on fire this year. And shockingly, Daniel Jones has been doing well. I did not expect that at all. I don't think anybody did. They're both in the final year of their contracts, so wondering what the Giants are going to do next year for them. But I think that they will definitely be a top playoff team. Whether winning the division or whether being at the top of the wild card. Atlanta I believe will be #6 because even though they have lost some easy games such as against the Panthers on Thursday Night Football last week, I think that they will bounce back and they will perform strongly because they do have a good team. Their defense has been very strong. Marcus Mariota has come back from being a starting quarterback for the Titans and then going to backup for the Raiders. But I think he's back now with the Falcons, and I think he's doing a pretty good job. So I think that they will definitely have a strong playoff hope. And finally, I have the Seattle Seahawks at 7. And I think some people definitely could take this surprising because a lot of people were like, oh, the Seahawks, they just lost Russell Wilson. They were going to be okay. No, I don't think anyone even projected them to be in the playoffs. But Geno Smith has really shocked everybody. He's one of the potential candidates for comeback player of the year. He's been doing great. So I think he will lead them to the last playoff spot because they have a tough schedule ahead of them, one of the toughest in the league. They're playing the Chiefs, Jets, 49ers, and the Rams, who even though have been up and down twice, can still put up a fight. So I think it's going to be a pretty tough race, and it's going to be close in the NFC. Lots of drama, like you said earlier.
I agree with your playoff picture here for the NFC. I mean, I know it's tough to say right now with the Eagles being undefeated and so dominant, but I do think they will lose a few games, especially in their division. And the Vikings, the way they played against the Bills yesterday, it was just overall very impressive. Like Justin Jefferson, like those catches he made, overall just impressive. I do see them winning the NFC.
Yeah, the overtime win for Minnesota will definitely help them propel them the rest of the way. But yeah, who knows how everything will taper out because a lot can happen in the last 7 weeks of the regular season. So it'll be interesting to see how each team finishes. Each playoff prediction is likely to take several twists and turns, but that's the beauty of the NFL. It always keeps us on our toes. Whether you tune in to just your favorite team or you're locked into the Red Zone channel for its entirety, the rest of the season is sure to entertain. For Kaleigh McMichael and Ashley Mascaro, I'm Amanda Vogt. Thank you for watching this edition of Penn State Sports Night. Have a great night.
Hey everybody, thank you for tuning into this edition of Penn State Sports Night. We hope you liked that segment.
And we're sure there's other Penn State Sports Night segments that you are going to love as well. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content.
And check us out on social media for updates and behind the scenes clips and pics. Follow us on Twitter at PSSN TV and on Instagram at PSU Sports Night to keep up with all the action.
For all of us here at the Belisari Media Center, we are
Penn State Sports Night.